Lord's path is so good.
The sociological perspective is an approach to understanding human behavior by placing it within its broader social context. The basic insight of sociology is that human behavior is shaped by the groups to which people belong and by the social interaction that take place within those groups. We are who we are, and we behave the way we do because we happen to live in a particular society at a particular point in space and time. People tend to accept their social world unquestioningly as something natural, but the sociological perspective enables us to see society as a temporary social product created by human beings and capable of being changed by them as well.
Branches of sociology. Historical sociology. Another name in the list of branches of sociology is history. This is considered to be the study of social facts and social groups. The background is usually studied in this category. We get to know about the social events at large. Sociology of knowledge. This branch of sociology helps to know and help to gain knowledge of social phenomena. They come to conclusion that highlight knowing knowledge is always influenced by society. Criminology. This branch of sociology studies the criminal behavior of people or groups of people. Many questions are answered through it, like knowing the origin of the crime, its types of nature, causes, as well as law, punishment, and police. Sociology of religion. This branch of sociology helps to study the structure of religion in the social system. Sociology of economy. This one in the list of branches of sociology studies the production, distribution, consumption, and exchange of goods and services. Rural sociology. This branch of sociology studies the way of life of rural population people is higher than the urban. Patterns of life such as behavior, belief, culture, tradition norms, and values. Political sociology. This branch of sociology studies different political moments of society. It includes the study of different political ideologies of individuals, their origin, development, and functions. In this study, different political parties are considered as social institutions. Sociology of demography. Under this branch, there are studies about the size, situation, composition, density, distribution, and measurement of the population. Now, along with the various branches of sociology, there are other areas as well where sociology is applied, like race, occupation, art, literature, peace, and culture.
Characteristic of sociological perspective. The sociological perspective involves analyzing society and human behavior in terms of broader social patterns, structures, and institutions. It emphasizes understanding how these factors shape individuals and groups, and how they're influenced by cultural, economic, and historical context. This perspective often focuses on issues like inequality, power dynamics, social norms, and the impact of social change on people's lives.
The theory of sociological perspective. First, symbolic interactionism. Symbolic interactionism is a theory that focuses on how individuals interact. It argues that people's actions are based on the meanings they assign to things, which can differ depending on the person and can change over time. Second, structural functionalism. Structural functionalism is a macro theory that looks at how all structures or institutions in society work together. Examples of structures or institutions of society include education, healthcare, family, legal system, economy, and religion. And then the third one is conflict theory. Focuses on the competition among groups within society over limited resources. Conflict theory views social and economic institutions as tools of the struggle among groups or classes used to maintain inequality and the dominance of the ruling class.
Anthropology is the study of human commonalities and diversity. It seeks answers to questions about the different ways of being human, the commonalities and differences between societies in different parts of the world, the impact of different lifestyles, and how these develop over time. The anthropological perspective includes several key components. These include a holistic approach to understanding human behavior, an emphasis on cultural relativism, and a commitment to participant observation as method of data collection. Additionally, anthropologists often focus on the ways in which power structures and social inequalities shape human experience, and they may also examine the intersections between biology.
Anthropology encompasses several branches, each offering a unique perspective on the study of human beings and their societies. The main branches include cultural anthropology, focuses on understanding the cultural beliefs, practices, and social norms of different societies. Physical and biological anthropology examines human evolution, genetics, primatology, and variations in human physical traits across population. Archaeology studies past human societies by analyzing materials remains, artifacts, and structures. Linguistic anthropology investigates the relationship between language, culture, and communication within societies. Applied anthropology applies anthropological principles and methods to address contemporary social issues, often working with communities and organizations. Medical anthropology explores the intersection of health, illness, and culture, analyzing how societies perceive and manage health-related matters. Economic anthropology focuses on the economic systems, trade, production, and consumption patterns within different cultures. Political anthropology studies power dynamics, governance structures, and political processes in societies. Anthropology examines the dynamic of urban life, urbanization, and the impact of urban environments on culture. Physical anthropology investigates how culture influences human psychology, emotions, cognitions, and behavior. Visual anthropology explores the use of visual media, such as photography and film, as tools of anthropological research and communication. Digital anthropology analyzes the impact of digital technologies on societies, communication, and culture. Branches collectively offer a comprehensive understanding of human diversity, history, and the complex interaction between culture, biology, language, and society.
The characteristics of anthropological perspective. Culture. Study how people who share a common cultural system organize and shape the physical and social world around them and are in turn shaped by those ideas, behaviors, and physical environment. So, in the culture, they are studying how the people share a common cultural, like for example, that in one community, there's a one culture. Of course, in the one culture, they have all the same behavior or adaptive behavior in their society around, and of course their ideas on how they participate in their social world around. And The second one is the holistic approach. No single aspect of human can be understood unless in relation to other aspects of culture are explored. Looking for something whole, this may involve looking at individual parts, but this is a step in understanding the subject of interest as a whole. Now, in the holistic approach, the single aspect of human can be understood unless the relation of their aspects the culture of explored. That means that in the one culture, in every human, they have their own understanding of the relation aspect or their behavior. Looking for something a whole, this may involve looking in individual parts, but this steps understanding the subject of their interest as a whole. It means that wala daw isang tao ang makakapag-intindi unless kung may iba siyang relasyon sa ibang aspect ng culture, sa ibang culture. Of course, kapag hindi sila kapareho ng culture, talaga hindi sila magkakaintindihan. The field work, the most important method by which cultural anthropologists gather data, answer their questions. Now, it is important, guys, that we need to do a data and make the answer questions. It is important because these are the basis of the researcher, why they need to do this research. And of course, they need to do the best question of their respondents. Now, without that gathering data, you do need to become a good researcher. And now let's go to the last part of the characteristic of the anthropological perspective, which is the multiple theories. It's considered the genetics and cultural origins of the set of the rule of self place in socialization and language and other types of self we generated in our individuals to and through adulthood. But of course they have also a basis on that because they do a research on how the social, the language, or the type of their genes and individuals and through the adulthood.
Examples of anthropological perspective. Biological is a way of looking at psychological issues by studying the physical basis for animal and human behavior. It is one of the major perspectives in psychology. It involves such things as studying the brain immune system. Cultural anthropologists study how people who share a common cultural system organize and shape the physical and social world shaped by those ideas, behaviors, and physical environment. Linguistic anthropology studies the nature of human languages in the context of those cultures that develop them. Archaeology is the study of past humans and culture through material remains. It involves the excavation, analysis, and interpretation of artifacts, soils, and cultural process.
Relationship between sociology and anthropology. Anthropology studies of human behavior more at the individual level, while sociology focuses on group behavior and relations with social structures and institutions. So pasabot sa anthropology, nag-study siya, nag-focus lang siya sa isa ka kinaiya sa tao, mo to yung ang behavior. So while the sociology, nag-focus siya sa group. So pasabot daghan social structures means example sa family, religion, sa law, economy o class. So mo to yung scope no dagan yung ginastudihan sa sociology. Anthropologists conduct research using ethnography. Ethnography means qualitative research method. O to yung ginagamit while the sociologists use both qualitative and quantitative method. Without the help of anthropology, the study of sociological topics such as the origin of the family, beginning of marriage, private property, the origin of religion, etc., can be understood in the light of anthropological knowledge. So, mao to, no? Masabtan gyud nato pinaagi sa tabang sa anthropology. Daghang salamat.
Sociology and anthropology involve the systematic study of social life and culture in order to understand the causes and consequences of human action. Sociologists and anthropologists study the structure of processes of traditional culture and modern industrial societies in both Western and non-Western culture. They examine how cultures, social structures, and social institutions affect human attitude, action, and life chances. Sociology and anthropology combine scientific and humanistic perspective in the study of society. Drawing upon various theoretical perspectives, sociologists and anthropologists study areas such as culture, socialization, divines, inequality, health and illness, family pattern, social change in race and ethnic relation.
Hi everyone, my name is Sunshine Rodana. I am one of the reporters in Group 2 that is assigned to explain the differences between sociology and anthropology. Let's think about what is their differences.
Differences between sociology and anthropology. The first and foremost difference lies in the definition of the scope of the subject itself. Sociology is the study or science of society, whereas anthropology is the study of man and everything that concerns man, including the physical and socio-cultural aspects. A notable difference between sociology and anthropology can be traced through historical roots. Anthropology is generally considered to have no roots in philosophy, while the former has, while the emergence of sociology can be mainly attributed to the attempt to bring about social order in the society. The original focus of the areas of interest between sociology and anthropology, sociocultural, has been one of the main factors of divergence. Sociology began with a focal interest with the study of society as a generalizing social science, particularly with a focus on a larger societal context to explain social phenomena. It focuses on the study of industrialized societies. Anthropology is rooted in the characteristics, environment, and culture of the humans and their ancestors, while sociology is more focused on topics like social change and the social consequences of human behavior. Moreover, anthropology studies human behavior at the micro level of an individual, which an anthropologist will take an example of the larger culture. Sociology, on the other hand, tends to look at the bigger picture, often studying political movements and the power relation to different groups with each other. Specialization of anthropology is sociocultural, linguistic, biological, and anthropological. On the other hand, sociology studies the development, structure, social interactions, and behaviors of human society at a specific time. Now, what is the key difference between anthropology and sociology? Well, anthropology largely concentrates on traditional, small, or indigenous cultures, whereas sociology is interested in societies at all levels of development. In addition, sociology is concerned with the people living in interdependence, example, the society. Conversely, anthropology deals with the human beings and their ancestors as to how they evolved, how they adapt themselves, how they interact with each other, and how they differ from other species.